Welcome to Investors Insights. Our topic today is, where's the ceiling? That's a question that clients continue to ask us as we see the strength in the market and we've seen equity prices and values move up. I'm joined this morning to answer that question by my distinguished colleagues who came at me full steam this morning with information, Trey Booth and Adam Van Zant. Guys, I really appreciate all the data you provided this morning. Adam, you especially came at me full steam. As I like to say, our portfolio strategies meetings are not for the faint at heart, and don't take it personal. So with that, you had some great data on where's the ceiling and possibly where's the floor. And that's the question we'll be trying to answer in these coming weeks as we see the volatility in the market. So go ahead and talk from a technical analysis standpoint, Adam. Talk to us about what you're seeing out there.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. And to your point, we think it's important to carve out some time during the vlog to give you some important data points from a technical analysis standpoint in the markets. We saw a pullback last week, early in the week, and we saw a slight surge towards the end of the week that ultimately led us to a Friday S&P close of 4,173. That pushes our new resistance level to 4,200. with a new support level of 4,150. Typically, we also like to give moving day averages. This week, we want to do something a little different. We want to stick with the moving day averages, but we want to give the year-to-date moving day average. That's about 90, 91 days, give or take. That's currently sitting at 3,961. So back to your point you initially made, Greg, this 3,961 could potentially, from a long-term standpoint, start to become either our floor, our base of the market, or even our ceiling. So that's one thing we want to continue looking at and determine, what is this going to do moving forward?
Very much so. And I thought that was great data that you presented in the meeting. And, as clients watching this vlog need to remember that here we are, May 17th. People start planning their vacations. They're having to pay taxes. We see investors start to sell things in the market to cover those expenses. In addition to that, we also still have the issue of inflation. Clients are asking about that. We've got concerns about supply chain that's going on out there in terms of companies that are just buying up product to make their products because they're concerned they can't get that product they need later. So it's also caused inflation to become a topic. But Trey, you addressed where I think it really falls into place on the earnings side, which also ties in to floor or ceiling in terms of what Adam just shared. Can you share that with the people watching?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Greg. So over the last month or so, we've had a really phenomenal reporting season of earnings for the first quarter. You can see, and over that time period, the market's been relatively flat, and so you really can't get much better than the earnings season we've recently had. So why is the market flat? Well, it's because the market doesn't price in using the rearview mirror. The market's looking forward. And so we wanted to dig into the numbers. We got a good report out of one of our research partners that we wanted to pull up showing the growth expectations and how they've changed from April 1st to the end of last week. You'll see very positive news here. So the earnings expectations for the first quarter, which we're 90% through earnings for the first quarter, went from 24% all the way up to a 50% growth rate. So the earnings for the first quarter on the S&P 500 are going to be up 50%. That is a phenomenal growth rate. Until you look at the second quarter and you realize that earnings are expected to grow an additional 60%. So we're looking forward to the next few quarters to very strong numbers. And then when you look out to the third and fourth quarter, they're not as strong, but they're still positive double digits and they're getting better. So earnings were already expected to grow in double digits, but now you look the blue line versus the red line, that expectations are moving higher for each quarter all the way through 2021. And so 2021 is definitely shaping up to be a very strong quarter for markets and something we really needed to decide whether or not this market was setting a floor, which is a base to build off of, or a ceiling, which becomes a hindrance to further growth. And it looks like based on earnings, that we're building a very strong floor to grow off of. What we want to also look at, and we want to discuss with our clients, we like to look further down as far out into the future. Now, you can't predict the future, obviously, but it helps us to look through the current, through the near future, out into further out. And you'll see one of the concerning issues is the first quarter of 2022. You'll see that actually expectations have dropped from 16% down to just a 2% growth rate. So a lot of that growth that we're expecting in 2021 may have pulled forward some 2022 earnings, which is something to consider, or also maybe the market's starting to price in expectations of what has been a fiscal tailwind of stimulus and easy Fed policy may become a headwind in 2022 of higher taxes and higher interest rates, something that Greg was talking about, potential inflation hedges through price rising. We're not necessarily bought into all that quite yet, but it's something to start looking at. The market, again, looks forward, and something we need to start looking forward, not just the next 1, 2, 3, but 4 quarters forward, because we want to be ahead of the market when it comes to our clients and it comes to their plans. But something we're looking at, we think currently, though, the market's building a good base to build a floor off of, not building a ceiling to restrict future growth.
Trey, thank you for that data and the emphasis on the floor. We don't have a 100% answer in terms this is the floor, but we're going to continue building off of this to keep everyone updated. But earnings definitely reflect stock prices. And for those clients out there that have been concerned about this market movement and volatility, we think it's a great explanation as to why the market has shown so much strength. With that, just want to say to everyone, we appreciate the emails. We appreciate the phone calls. After you watch these vlogs and the additional questions that you have, the additional discussion that you want to have with us, we thoroughly enjoy all that. We also appreciate those who are forwarding our social media to others as well as this vlog. And also don't forget our podcast. We're going to continue building on our podcast and take time to listen into it as well. We hope you have a great week. It's hard to believe that Memorial Day weekend is coming here soon and that we're almost mid-year of 2021. But hopefully this has given you insight about earnings and also where's the ceiling, and hey, maybe we found the floor. Have a great week. Thanks.